What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. It's Victory Monday. The Minnesota Vikings beat the San Francisco 49ers yesterday. Absolutely buzzing. They all doubted us. Sam Darnold this, Sam Darnold that. The 49ers are the best team in the NFC, Super Bowl contenders. Even I said it myself. But we went out there, we silenced the critics. The defense was absolutely incredible. Brian Flores, round of applause, chap. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And just like we did last year, the Vikings beat the 49ers at home. The winning streak against the 49ers continues. I think since 1992, if I have that correct, they haven't beaten us at home in Minneapolis. This team is a problem, and we still have a couple of key players to come back on offense too. TJ Hawkinson, Dalton Reisner. This is only going to get better. Also shout out KOC, top tier play calling, and he's really solidifying himself as one of the best offensive coaches and overall head coaches in the league. Before we delve a little bit more into this big fat W, I'll be really appreciative if you can give my channel a subscription and give this vid a like. I'll be covering Minnesota Vikings news all through the season alongside Chelsea, UFC and F1 content. Sports is my absolute passion. I just love talking about it. Much love. Right then, let's have a natter about some key moments. I think first and foremost, we have to talk about that 97-yard touchdown from Justin Jefferson. I jumped off my seat and was running around the house like an absolute madman. The Vikings were deep in their own half, only had a few yards of wiggle room. A couple of rush attempts, wasn't really going anywhere. And then the big play, the bomb by Sam Darnold. Shout out to the offensive line. They gave him time to sit in the pocket and unwind that massive right arm. And Justin Jefferson just does what Justin Jefferson always does. Runs the perfect route, a 60-yard or something pass right into the arms of Justin Jefferson. Then JJ has the wheels to keep on running, the little cut back to the right. And also shout out speedy Jalen Naylor as well, tracking the run of JJ and committing himself to the block. JJ might have made the touchdown himself anyway, but that level of commitment is something that I absolutely adore and praise on this Vikings team this year. Both sides of the ball, offense and defense, they're giving everything for their teammates. And I think that is the mark of a truly great football team. The crowd erupted, the gritty was back, everything, absolutely. If I could bottle that emotion up, that would be great to keep. I don't want to put too much bias on the Minnesota Vikings, but we actually did dominate this game. You know, we were the much better side for the majority of the game. A couple of sloppy mistakes here and there. The Sam Darnold interception, although that was a great play, Warner had an incredible game, and he's a top defensive player. And then you've got the Aaron Jones fumble as well. Killer moment that, right on the 1 yard line. That probably would have took the Vikings out of reach at that point in time in the game. And a player like Aaron Jones, who's had a great start to the season, it just killed that momentum at that point. But as we're talking about running backs, Aaron Jones had a great start to the game. Ty Chandler had a great end to the game. 10 carries, 82 rushing yards in the end. And he was explosive. He was finding those holes with a little bit of extra burst that Aaron Jones didn't really provide in the second half. To have another outlet to move the chains and to not have so much pressure on Sam Darnold was key in that second half. Right, enough about this offense. This Minnesota Vikings defense is insane. Brian Flores has got them going crazy, man. I said it in the previous episode, but we need to put some pressure on Brock Purdy. And that is what we did. 6 sacks in the end, which I think might be a career high for Brock Purdy. But the 49ers offensive line didn't know if the Vikings were coming or going, rushing 4 or rushing everyone. They were aggressive and fast, and they got him flustered, absolutely flustered. That hot potato Metellus interception was absolutely massive for the Vikings. The 49ers have all these offensive weapons, and also shout out to Jordan Mason again. He had a great first half of football. He looks dangerous in McCaffrey's absence. And Debo had a good game, to be fair to him as well. But on the whole, the 49ers weren't really able to get all of their weapons open and to take a proper good advantage of the situations that they got themselves in. And I think you have to give the plaudits to the Minnesota Vikings defense for that. Cashman, Ivan Pace Jr., they're all flying around making tackles. Andrew Van Ginkel nearly had another interception just like he did in week 1. And Patrick Jones II, 4 sacks on the year already what an incredible year for a guy in rotation like him as well to step up on the big time. It's clear to see that everyone wants to play for Brian Flores. It was really nice to see KOC talking about Sam Darnold in the post-match interviews with the Vikings press. You know, talking about Sam's journey, talking about how he'd been written off by so many people. You could really feel the sense of pride that Kevin O'Connell has for Sam Darnold. And he's so happy for Darnold to lead the Vikings to a 2-0 start. A lot of work that still needs to be done, but he's silencing those critics. That drive in the fourth quarter, when you didn't have Jefferson, you didn't have Allison, you don't have Hockenson, but to hit Brandon Powell and Jalen Naylor on crucial third downs, just like we talked about in the preview. That's what Kirk did last year, crucial third downs. And you're not talking about third and shorts as well. You're talking third and sevens, third and eights. The crucial plays to keep the team alive, you know, to keep the pressure back on the 49ers. The drive was outstanding. Those throws are outstanding. And it gave the Vikings the points, the crucial points that they needed to win the game, essentially. Next up, we have the Houston Texans, another big test, this time in the AFC side of things. I think if we can put a performance on, just like we did yesterday, then of course we can go out and go 3-0. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. This is a massive test. CJ Stroud is an absolute baller of a QB. Stephon Diggs as well, facing his former side. This is a massive game. And question marks still over Justin Jefferson and Addison. Justin Jefferson's injury, the quad contusion, seems like it's going to be a day-to-day thing. Might be touch and go for next Sunday. Addison again, are those ankles going to heal up in time? But one thing's for sure, I really rate Jalen Naylor at the moment. Quickly becoming one of my favourite Vikings. Obviously doesn't receive a lot of attention. Everyone's going to have to step up. It's a long season. But yes, Vikings fans, let us know your thoughts down below. The Vikings beat the 49ers 23-17. Let's go, man. Let's go. 2-0 on the season. Let's keep this train rolling, man. Let's keep it going. But thanks very much for watching and listening. SKOL Vikes, and peace out.